Chair, there's a question about the woman. Can you clarify more the practice? Now we have done the 9 flower, the inner smile, the breast massage. What you do first, or just the pattern of how to combine these together, or this practice?
Yes. The question they asked, I learned quite a lot. Some people confused. Okay. The practical part, usually we always sum up. But now, all the major part in the sexual practice, we're going to work a lot on that. So you stick with this practice every day. It's a 5 zone of chi and the love muscle. So also is because it's so much involved with the pelvic floor. Okay, so all the chi zone, the energy zone, and the love muscle and pelvic floor is all the base of where all the sexual organs are. Okay, so we're going to divide the anus, or we call the perineum area, into 5 zones. And these 5 energy lines, we will be working. So you're going to be, this is the basic training that you have to do. Okay, and you can do it every day. And for me, I just do 9 times, that's all. Okay, that means I know that I work on my pelvic, because that is the whole sexual organ. So in the Tao, we call the pelvic floor, we call them a chi muscle. Okay, the chi muscle. Because in the Tao, they call the chi muscle, because when you activate them, you feel energy come up. And now, because in this area, the pelvic whole area, you have the vagina, uterus, anus, and all this sexual energy, sexual organ is right there. Men, you have the prostate gland, and the testicle, and the penis. That is all in the whole pelvic floor. And this is very important, okay? And in the Tao, think that this is your life, okay? So we divide them into 5 areas. So the first line. So the first line is the spinal cord line. So we start with the so these 5 lines. So the first line. So these 5 energy lines will help bring the love vibration to the organ and to the body part and to the brain. Okay? So it's just like a channel that will help you. So I think that let's mention again, this area we call chi muscle area, chi area, or we call the pelvic floor, the chi muscle, or the chi muscle. So why you call chi muscle? Because when you contract it, you feel chi come up. And so we're going to have 5 lines. So the anus, back line, so when it's always anus first. The anus will be, so I have one student after said, Master Chair, after I go through this 5 lines with you, I dream about my pelvic floor. Okay, yeah, you have to go through. You're practicing it, and I say, I wake up, I'm still contracting. You wake up, so I said, you get it. You are practicing in your sleep. You know how much time we spend asleep? 1/3 of our life. So the Tao said, if you practice them to one level, You practice it in your dream. Now you get it. Okay? So when you sleep, you're still practicing it. When I do the orbit, when I start doing orbit meditation, and I sleep at night, I wake up, it's so hot. I say, oh my God, I'm moving the orbit. Okay? And that is my master said, you get it, okay? Okay. And so you are actually, because we spend 1/3 of our time in sleeping, and a lot of practice, especially when you do the inner alchemy, a lot of practice is up to when I go to sleep, I do my formula, and when I sleep, it's still practice. And when I wake up, it's still practice, and get very hot sometimes, hot, and I wake up. So that's why I have to my bed. I buy all the a rattan mattress. But my back have to be cold. If my back so hot, if I sleeping on the mattress, it's too hot for me. So I always buy a lot of rattan, the mattress that is cool my back. And because when I go to sleep, when it's so hot on my back, I cannot sleep. Yeah. So that is so you do the inner alchemy, but this sexual practice, you do 5 lines, and now this is single cultivation. And tomorrow we talk about dual cultivation. Now when you do this 5 lines right, because all this energy generated on this, and we divide them into 5 lines. Okay? So the first line is the back line. So when you contract anus, coccyx, second, and eye roll up, look up. So it's follow the first part that we do. When you feel arousal orgasm, and you started to do this guiding the sex. So there are a lot of, so here, producing a lot of sexual energy. And again, the DNA renewal need arousal, orgasm, love, and compassion. So when you feel love or you make love, that is what happens. Okay? So when you make love, now you have to have the channel, have the light for them to go up. Otherwise, the energy is stuck on here and go nowhere. When you go nowhere, what you do? Ejaculation now for men. And women lose lesser energy because women arousal orgasm, women can have many arousal orgasm. Okay? And the man, he can have arousal orgasm, but not go to ejaculation. Once you go to ejaculation, means the end of the game, finish. Okay? You have to wait for next time, few hours, or next day. So that is the, but when you are not ejaculation to a level, and that's what the timing is there. Okay? You should, when you're beginning training, you should follow the number. How old are you? How many days? So when you do that level, you don't get too much energy. And because the whole system, you have to do, when you do all this sexual practice, you have to do the transformation. Okay? This transformation is all built into all the microcosmic, fusion 1, fusion 2, fusion 3. It's all built into that inner alchemy practice, because all this sexual energy have to build up this inner sexual energy to transforming the body. So you don't have light, the energy stuck here and nowhere to go. Okay? So we're going to go to the 5 line. So the eyes is very important. Okay? Eye, you're looking down. For me, I close my eyes. Easier. I close my eyes, I'm looking down. So you are training, you're training. When you do for a while, when you look down, you say, I feel it, I'm looking down. And when you anus contract, there is a middle line. There's a whole middle line, okay? So when you anus contract, and I roll up, look up, it goes to the middle line, okay, the center of the body. So we call in the Tao, we call the thrusting channel, the middle line, okay? So with this middle line go all the way up to the crown. Now, the back line is the sexual organ. When you have a lot of sexual energy, when I contract anus, perineum anus, and I contract the back line, that it goes into the coccyx. And I keep on pulling it, it started to go into the coccyx. And you can feel, hey, the energy entering the coccyx and come up to the sacrum, come up to the spine, eye roll up, look up, come up to the crown. And tongue up. So always you have to bring them downward, because part of the energy can store in the brain, but you cannot store too much. When you store too much, you're going to get headache. Okay, and the headache usually is the beginning. Okay, usually a lot of people will experience some kind of too much energy in the head. So that's why, for me, I always mention to you, tongue up. Tongue is the bridge, or we call the switch. Okay, tongue is, so when your tongue down, there's no connection. When your tongue up behind the teeth, now some of you, everybody feel different. Once the energy started to move, some of you feel the tongue vibrating. Some of you feel the tongue like electricity floating. And something you feel it seems like a circuit. And it's the real circuit, okay, when you put your tongue up. And so when the energy, and special sexual energy, is a lot, okay? Sexual energy can multiply what? 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times, 1,000,000 times, and trillion times. That's a lot of energy, okay? Because just imagine one cell of the father, one cell of the mother, combine together, become one cell, one perfect cell. And from one perfect cell, is split into how many? A simple human, the number is conflict, but the single human, they said we have 60 trillion cells. Trillion is a lot, big number, okay? 60 trillion cells, that is a lot of cells in the body. Somebody says 6 trillion cells. But I think that 60 trillion cells is closer to what we are. Okay? So they are producing energy. So now, when you bring this energy, so the back line in the spinal cord into the brain. The middle line go all the way up to the center line. The front line go up the front, all the way up to the crown. Now, and you have the left and right line, okay? So the left and right lines, it go into the organs. So you have this middle line, and you have this, and you have the back line in the whole spinal cord, the whole spine. The back line is the whole spinal cord. And you have the front line. Front line, you go a lot into this part of the small intestine, part of the thymus gland, and part of thyroid, and part of the crown, the front line. And you have the back line, the whole spinal cord. And you have the left line. So the left line, when you contract anus and the left anus, so you see anus, perineum. So the whole perineum is the floor. So you have to divide them into 5 areas. So divide them into 5 areas. We say front. We say the 5 area here. So we have anus. So always the anus first. And when you want to go to the back line, anus and back line, and you go up to the spinal cord, up to the crown. That is the back line. Anus, front line. Anus and the front line go this way up to the crown. And this, and this left line, so go to all the left side, middle, on back line, okay. Left line, you go over to the left side, So you anus, left anus. So it's not very big area, okay. It's a pubic floor, it's about like that, okay. And so anus, back anus, the whole spine. Front anus, the whole front line. And the left line is all the left side organs. So we have what? Left side. So we have, for men, you have the left testicle. For lady, the left side of the ovary, uterus. And you come up to the rectum and descending column. And you go up into the spleen on the left side. Okay? And from there, you go up into the left lung and go up to the left side of the thyroid, parathyroid, left side of the eye, left side of the brain. Okay, so you go into the left side. Okay, now you contract anus and you come up to the right side. Right side. So for lady, you have right ovary, man is right testicle, and the right kidney, and the lungs, go all the way to thyroid and up to the right brain. Okay, so when you have sexual energy, when you have a lot of sexual energy, there are only two ways. Okay, either orgasmic upward draw or orgasmic outward pull. That's all. There's a two way. So in the Tao said, when you orgasmic going out, in the Tao we call a human way. And when you return the sexual energy up, we call the heavenly way. And that is the big difference. A human way or heavenly way. Way of the heaven. That's what the Tao, they describe that way. Okay?
I'd like to know if these lines have names.
What you say?
If these 5 lines, do they have names?
5 lines?
The
5 lines.
The 5 lines.
5
that
chi line and
chi lines. Do
so
they have
5 energy lines?
Do they have specific names, each one of them?
Yes, you have the left, you have the front line, and you have the middle line, back line. So middle line is the middle of the body. Back line is the spinal cord.
Can I associate these lines with Shumana line, Ita line, Pinkala line? Can I?
No, different.
No, okay.
Different.
Thank you.
Different. Chinese and India very close but different. We are in the border. Yeah. You know, something in the Tao practice that I learned is always emphasize in the organ first and the energy and the elements. So that's why you learned yesterday, we talk about the heart fire element, the spleen, earth elements. Okay? So they work together. They have to work as a team. Fire burn, turn to ashes, turn to earth. So always remember that. When I studied with my master wanted me to memorize every day with him. That's this circle. Always, he said, you have to make sure these 5 elements and 5 major organs and 5 lines, you have to get it. That's all. So heart fire, 5 elements. And the spleen, earth elements. And the lung, metal elements. And the kidney, water elements. And the liver, wood elements. And they come back again, and they never end. It no end. So when the cycle finish, it start another cycle. Cycle finish, it start another cycle. So in the Tao said, if you make the five major organs in the creating cycle, they will not go to what? Not go into the conflict cycle, or not go into the fighting cycle, or Because you in a creating cycle, everybody have a relationship. But when you go into the counteract cycle, we call conflict cycle. Now it's fighting cycle. You kill me, I kill you. Water put off fire. Fire melt the metal. Metal, knife cut down the tree. Now big trouble. Everybody fight each other. Okay. And the tree collusion, the earth, and the earth block the water. Now we go into a conflict cycle. But if you change them again, fire creating earth, spleen, the heart. And the spleen create, you dig down, you find metal. And the metal attract rain. Like the mountain range have a lot of metal, a lot of mineral. You always attract rain. And kidney. And kidney put on the tree grow. Yes.
So I understand the elemental system and the way it works, but I'm curious if there's a reason behind the order. Like, I'm curious if there's a reason behind the order of heart, spleen, lung, kidney, liver. Like, why is that order created outside of the elemental system?
No. That is 5,000 years old. I don't get your question. This is 5,000 years old system. It never change.
Right. No,
it never change.
I'm curious if there's any kind of reason why the energy goes from heart to spleen to lung.
It makes sense. Okay, again, okay? It makes sense, that's all.
Okay.
And see, and listen again that it makes sense or not. And that is how many times I repeat it. Okay. Heart fire burn.
No, I get the elements. I just was wondering if there was a deeper reason or if it's just that's the way it has been for 5,000 years.
That is 5,000 years old.
Okay.
I don't know what to explain to you more. Without that, there are no practice in the Tao.
Right.
Okay? And it makes sense. Yes or no? How many of you think it makes sense that way? That's all. It makes sense. It's normal sense. Fire burn, it turns to ashes. That's all. Ashes turn to earth. Ashes is earth. You dig down in the big earth, when you have a lot of ashes, become earth. And you dig into the big earth, what you find?
Right.
Huh?
I
Metal.
get it. Yeah, thank
right?
you.
When you have metal, big metal, it attracts rain. Because mountain range have a lot of metal, a lot of mineral. It attracts rain. And rain can feed the wood, and the wood grow. And the wood again supply fire. So it go back again. So this makes sense. The first thing, it makes sense. What I'm teaching, I tell you, you just think over at night, you go back. Master Jia teach me this today. Is that make sense? It don't make sense, don't do it. Forget it. Why not? Because when I learn, it not make sense. I say, I don't want to do it. Okay? Why I have to do practice, and I don't make sense for me. So for me, I know that it makes sense, and it works for me. And that's why I'm my life.
Do you know why the spleen is earth or why the lungs are metal?
That is, they've been find out 5,000 years ago. So you ask me why we call day and noon and morning and evening. Right? Something, the five element in the Chinese is 1,000 and 1,000 years. And all the practice are built on that. If you learn higher, like I just finished 2 weeks ago when we do the fusion of five elements. And now you started to learn, understand why is five elements and why they're doing, interacting, creating an alchemy. So all the five elements, they have different formula. So it's simple. This is creating cycle. And we have counteract cycle. And you have the water and fire. And there's so many theories inside there. So when I learn, I say, oh, five elements so simple. When I learn with my master, oh my God. It's a whole formula inside there. It's a whole, we call the whole formula. You see, you see that water and fire is one pair. They're enemy. They're one pair. Okay. So the simple way is you get the water, pour on the fire. What happened? The fire gone. But now when human evolution is when we know how to separate the water and fire, and that's the time our mentality dump, boo, so big. Without that, there's no culture. There's no human. There's no human. Water and fire. And we started to separate. We discovered that, oh my God, I can separate the water and fire with what? With a stove and a pot. Now, what we do? Alchemy happen. Cooking happen. All the culture change. Okay. And we have culture. Okay. Definitely, we in the beginning, we don't know how to use fire. The only one time that we know that, oh my God, it's good when the volcano explosion. So what happened? A lot of animals die. So they already barbecue. Okay? So we eat it. They say, oh my God, it tastes good, you know. And now we say, hey, fire. So when explosion, there's still many fire. So we can survive because the fire. So we keep the fire. We call the fire attending. So you have to have people watch the fire because we don't know how to start fire at all at that time. So we have to have somebody 24 hours watch the fire. We call the fire attendant. It's very important. So with the fire, we started to grow and we survive. Okay, the cold winter and all these things. So we learn. So water and fire. Okay. So let's do this fire line. Sorry. Okay. So we have the okay. Eyes is very important. Eyes. So let's try train the eye first. So you're looking down to the perineum. Okay. So so the first line is from perineum up to the center of the crown. So so the first step, you have to looking for a light. Okay, looking for a light. So you turn inwardly. So you think you're standing on the perineum, close to your anus. Okay, so you on the perineum is between the anus and sexual organ. Okay, so that is the perineum. And this perineum point, when you touch and you look up, from here, you look upward. And you're looking for one light, very dim light. Okay? Everybody have it. This is what my master told me. Everybody have it. You have one lead light, a guiding light. We call it lead light, L-E-A-D, leading you. Okay? So once you get this light, oftentimes you can look at the light, what the light indicating you. We call leading light. Okay, it's guiding you. The inside light. So you touch the perineum and tap your crown. So find that middle line. So you think you're standing on the perineum. Standing on the perineum between the anus and sexual organ. So you're standing there and you look up. When you look up to the skull, inside the skull, not outside, you're looking from inside up into your crown, and you see a very dim light there. You have to see that. So that dim light we call the lead light. The light are going to indicating you, tell you something sometimes. Okay, it tell you something. Okay, so when you get that, you look up. Now, I see the light. Now, today I wasn't aware of it. Now when I see the light, the sound coming. The true sound coming. The high-pitched sound coming again. Okay, just for nearly 2 three, four, five. I haven't aware of it. And now when I focus, now it's here. The true sound is coming here. And now, there always when I were aware of the true sound, the high pitch sound, now violet light come. They always come together. The true light and true sound, they always come together. Okay? Once you get it, and you practice every day, it's with you. It never leave you. Okay? It never leave you. Once you get it, I'm helping you, so once you get it, you have it. And it's always with you. So wherever you go, you sit, turn inwardly, and you feel the crowd activate, and the center line. Your center line has to be always open. That's the important one is your center line. So when the perineum activates the crowd, the center line open. When the center line activate, you look up, you see a light, very dim light. And that is the indicating light. So now we're going to contract anus and perineum. Anus and perineum. So anus, so when you contract anus, perineum, and your eye roll up, look up, and you feel the light go up to the crown, eye roll up, look up, hold for a moment, the light that indicating you, light up, exhale, down. Inhale, contract anus, perineum. When you open, you contract, the energy go up to the crown. That's it. Okay. So your eye roll up, look up. Inhale, contract. Eye roll up, look up. And exhale. Inhale, contract anus, perineum. Eye roll up, look up. So 4. Anus, perineum. Looking for the light below your scalp, inside your scalp. Looking for the light. That is the middle line, the indicating line. So you follow that line. Inhale, contract, eye roll up, look up to the crown. Exhale. Five, 6, 7. Contract, eye roll up, look up. Exhale. 8. Contract, eye roll up, look up. Eye roll up, look up, look up. Exhale. Back, looking down. Rest. Rock. Rock from your sitting bone, vibrating your tail. And your hand cover on the knee, so you feel palm to palm connecting to the earth. The sole of the feet. There's a negative line, and your crown, positive line. Your tail are vibrating. That is your ground wiring. Always remember these 3 lines. Always remember that. If you don't get these 3 lines right, when you go to the higher level, it's too much energy, and you cannot control it. Too much energy. You cannot ground them, and you cannot circulating it. Cannot circulate it. And that's why I very emphasize you that you have to do the moon orbit, microcosmic orbit. And that's the basic part. The orbit have to turn. When the orbit not turn, you get trouble. Okay, so rock your spine, smile. So that middle line. Now we're going to do the spinal cord is the back line. spinal cord is the back line. Okay? So we're going to contract anus, perineum, and you pull them all the way to the coccyx and cecum, and all the way up the spinal cord, and all the way up to the crown. And exhale, we go back down. We don't go to the front. We go back down the same line down. Okay. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, everybody? Ready? So back line is the whole spinal cord and up to the brain. Okay. And we follow the same line coming back down. So anus, perineum, pull it toward the, press your leg a little bit, pull it toward the coccyx, cecum, inhale up the spinal cord, door of light, opposite the heart, C7, base of the skull up to the crown. Hold your breath for a moment. Hold it. Hold. Exhale. Let the energy coming back down. And in the down, when you finish the fusion, that is the pearl. We always use the pearl, the energy ball. The pearl is your essence. Or when you do 5 elements, 5 major organ energy combined together, it creating one energy pearl, energy ball. And that pearl is all the practice that we do. Okay, so that's why when we gather the energy, when the 5 element, when you from the heart to the spleen, to the lung, to the kidney, to the liver, and it circle, it creating an energy ball. So 5 organs combined together, creating one energy, or the pearl. Okay. It's very not bright like pearl. It's a little bit brown color. Okay, so let's do the crane neck. Inhale, exhale. So your whole spinal cord are moving, okay? And crane neck, 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And rock your tail and rock from the sitting bone. And vibrating your tail and your lumbar, your thoracic, and your cervical. Mind to your spinal cord. Feel the energy open in the spinal cord. That is the back line, okay, the back line. So rock and smile to your whole spinal cord. So these 2 exercises you should try to do every day. It's so good for your whole energy line moving. Okay, so the back line at what we call the crane. Actually, the crane neck is have front and back. So we call exhale, go into the turtleneck, and move your neck down between your legs, and coming up, called turtle emerge from the sea. So you're breathing in, inhale, exhale, and your neck going down between the legs. Inhale, exhale. Exhale down, exhale. Now inhale. Inhale. Exhale. So this is the turtleneck. The other one is the crane neck. Okay, so that is involved with the whole spinal cord. That is a back line. That is the back line. Okay, we have the middle line, back line. Okay, now the front line is always determined by anus and the front part of the anus. So it come up more in the front line like this directly, go all the way up to the crown. So the front, so we have middle line, back line, and now we come to the front line. Okay, so always make sure your spinal cord loose. That is the whole key. Okay, you don't know that how stressful with our spinal cord every day. It's very stressful. Okay, so rock it and smile to your spinal cord. Rock. Smiling to your spinal cord. So now we're going to go to the left line. So the left line, so the anus, contract on the left side of the anus, and you pull up. So we have, for men, you have left testicle, left ovary, and uterus. And we come up to the descending column here, going down, coming up. So you're coming up, passing down to the left kidney, coming up to the left side part of the heart and the lungs, and go all the way up to the left side of the thyroid, parathyroid, all the way up to the left eye and the left brain. Okay? So we're going to do 9 times. Okay, so anus. Okay, so relax. The organs is the key. Okay, it passes through the organ, is clean out the line of the energy. Okay? It's passing through the organs to clean out the organs. Okay, so anus, contract anus, left side anus, left anus, eye roll up, look up, left side, passing down into the testicle, left testicle, left ovary, part of the uterus, come up to the descending column on the left kidney and up to the left lung, and all the way up to the left eye and the left. Okay, so let's do it. Anus, left anus, eye roll up, look up, passing to the left side testicle, ovary, uterus, descending column, left kidney, left lungs, up to the left eye and to the left brain. Hold your breath for a moment. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Smile, smile. Exhale, down. Feel a line going down, combine on the perineum. And feel the energy go through all the organ and they open. Okay, and they open. Again, anus, left anus, eye roll up, look up, to the left testicle, left ovary, left uterus, and left kidney, and the spleen, left lung, left eyes, left brain. Exhale. 4. Now go on yourself. 5. Contract anus, left perineum, left line all the way up. Feel it go through your organs and come up to the left brain. Exhale. 6. Roll up, go up to the left side. Exhale. 7. I roll up, look up. 8. Exhale. 9. Rest. Exhale there, rest. Now feel the left side. Left organs, left line. And the left side open. All the organs give energy. The left side. Rock yourself. Rock it, rock yourself. Always make sure your spinal cord energy move. We call the dragon tail connecting with your spine. So when you move your tail, the whole spinal cord started to vibrate. So we have two, we call swimming dragons. Swimming dragons. And swimming dragons divide into swimming dragons and the fire dragons. When fire dragon come up, you feel like fire coming up from the earth and go up to your spinal cord. Fire go up, called fire dragons. The Tao always like to, because dragon is symbolic of their Chinese and the Tao practice, dragon. So they always like to talk about fire dragon. We have water dragons and the fire dragons. Yin one and the yang one. Yes, they come into the spine. Yin yang come to the spine, wrapped around the spine. Yeah. Yin yang. We have the picture yesterday, yeah. Not in today. Yesterday, yeah. Not in this slide. So there is the Yin yang dragon wrapped around the spine. Not in today's course. Okay, so left side. Now, let's do the right side. Okay, so the anus, right side of the anus, so we call anus perineum, and on the right side. On the right side, you have all these organs. So we have the right ovary, right testicle, right uterus, right part of the prostate gland, and coming up into the ascending column. Okay, ascending column, and right kidney, liver, right liver, okay, and come up to the right lungs, right ears, right eye, and right brain. So you can, when you do the contract, you can feel that because pelvic floor we call chi muscle. Okay, pelvic floor we call chi muscle. So when the chi muscle, you're holding the chi. And when you're holding the chi come up. So when you contract the right side of the chi muscle, the chi come up. So that's why we call it the chi muscle. Okay, the perineum we call the chi muscle. Okay, so can we just do one thing? Okay, yeah, it's okay. Okay. Because you from Chinese, they a little bit concerned you raise your leg up that way. Okay, so it's different from India. so now you learn the Chinese. So that is the way. That's all. Okay. Thank you. You can always go down to the floor and get a mattress outside, and you can stretch there. You can always do that. Now, if you're going to stretch laying down, but okay. Every culture is different. So Chinese, if you're in a class, you raise your feet up, I think it is very disrespect. Maybe the Indian, they don't care about it, or the Western don't care about it, but I am care about that. For me, I think that you stretch, you can go down to the floor, okay? Or you can go out, you can open the door and you can hear me. So I'm thank you for that, because for me, I think that you're stretching your leg up, but I'm teaching the class. For Chinese, I think it's very disrespect to me, to the teacher. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the right side, okay. So anus and right anus, okay. So it's you have to look at the whole pelvic floor, anus, right side. So in this area, it connecting to all the anus, right anus, and also involved with the right testicle, right part ovary, and the uterus, and come up to the right side of the kidney, right kidney, and liver, and come up to your right lung, up to your right. Okay, and once you do that a few times, you feel the whole right side open. Okay, now pelvic floor we call chi muscle, and that's why the whole key is that when you contract, we have so much energy here because we have all the sexual organ, male, female sexual energy right here, and they have a lot of sexual energy. And constantly this energy is here. Constantly this energy is here. So, ready? Inhale. Aware your right testicle, right anus. Ready? Inhale. Contract anus, right side of the anus. And eye roll up, look up. Eye roll up, look up. And it passing down up. So you very important part, you feel that you putting the chi muscle, it come up into your prostate gland, testicle, prostate gland, ovary, uterus, and right kidney, ascending column, and coming up into your liver and your lungs. Up to the right ear, right eye, and right brain. Hold it for a moment. Hold. Hold your breath. Smile and hold your breath. Exhale. Down. All the way down to the perineum. 2. So that do 9 times. Inhale. 2. Contract. All the way up, 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 up to the right side. Hold for a moment. Exhale. 3. Eye roll up, look up. Right side. Exhale. 4. 5. 6. Exhale down. 7. 8. Exhale down. 9. So when you feel arousal orgasm, and so this one is we call single cultivation. Okay, so you can practicing it with or without arousal energy. In some of the Tao, they talk about you can if you practice with arousal energy, you can feel more energy. So when you do the like the nipple massage and all the gland massage, okay. So nipple, gland, and after that the organs, okay, the creating cycle organ, okay. So and you do this orgasmic upward draw. When you feel arousal, orgasm, so we call the orgasmic. So the whole practice that we go through, we call orgasmic upward draw. But the orgasmic upward draw divide into 5 lines that you're going to draw them in. Okay? So the 5 lines, you have back line, up to the crown, and go back. And middle line, up to the crown, and go down. And we have the front line, in the front, more in the front, and go up, coming back down. And we have the left line, all the left side organs to the left brain, and the right side all the way up to the crown. So for these 5 major lines, we call it linked with the chi muscle. Okay, so the chi muscle, even you're not in the arousal state, they are chi. So in the Tao theory is that, like yesterday we do the 3 yin. The 3 yin. So 3 yin is in this area. So you have the anus, that is the first yin. The opening of the sexual organ, second yin. And the third yin, man is the, woman is the opening of the cervix. So that's the third yin. Man is the middle of the prostate gland. They have 3 holes. That's where the fluid going to ejaculation out. That is the third yin. So when you, in the Tao believe that, even you have no arousal or anything, there are a lot of sexual energy here because this is the chi muscle. So a lot of sexual energy is always present in this area. It's waiting for arousal and activate them. Okay, when the arousal orgasm is activated and you have this sexual energy come up. So that's why in the practice we have non-arousal state and arousal state. Okay, so you can have a single cultivation, have arousal or no arousal. But you have to know that this area have a lot of qi. That is called the qi muscle. Okay? So the qi muscle, we divide them into 5 lines. Okay, 5 lines. So from here in the bottom of the part, you draw the back line up to the spinal cord, to the crown. And middle line, up, front line, up and down. And left line to all the major part of the major organ on the left side. And the right side, all the right testicle, right ovary, and to the right kidney, to the ascending column, and up to the liver, up to the right lung, and the right brain. So the practice is really, for me, I like this. Okay, and you have a lot of energy. Okay? You really have a lot of energy, and you can really feel that. Why we call qi muscle? Because you bring qi up. Okay? Any question on this part?
Okay. So we can ascending in the same time the 5 lines, the 5 dragons, no? Ascending at the brain.
Yes.
We
and you descending also.
See, we can ascending the 5 lines together.
Later, when you're good, when you practice them well, you can do it.
We move the brain. We cross
Yes.
to brain.
Yeah.
So, but what happens when we do that? We have one stronger orgasm.
Yes.
And
what you're talking about is you are expert already.
yes.
So you can. So what I'm teaching here is these people. I look at them. They come here. They're still not very expert yet. So I try to share them. Yeah, but you are expert already. Yeah.
See, I'm my laboratory too. See, so but the effect when we doing that, when we see different colors,
Yeah.
that is the effect. When about the 2 brain, stronger energy in the middle, or is the pineal effect when we see all the colors?
Because the whole pubic floor is the qi muscle. So because the sexual organ always have sexual energy out.
Sí.
So we call a qi muscle. But this sexual energy is always present in the pubic floor. So we call qi muscle.
Sí.
So when you either let this sexual energy out, or you either get this energy upward. But upward, you have to learn. Out, you no need to learn. The sexual energy loose is, everybody can do it. But the orgasmic upward draw, and that is when you feel arousal orgasm, you have to give them a channel to flow. So this area have a lot of arousal orgasm. So you have to creating a line or a pipe for energy to flow through.
Okay.
So that's the whole. But in the left line, it goes to all the left side organ. On the right line to the right side organ. In the back line, go to the spinal cord. In the middle line, from perineum, go up to the center of the brain. Yeah, and the front line. Yeah.
Okay.
So these 5 lines go to the 5 major organs.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and the spinal cord.
And for the practice, shall we use the order of the lines? So first the front, then the back, then the center.
Easy to remember. Number 1, middle line.
Middle.
Number 2, back line. Number 3, front line. Number 4, left line, and the right line. So you easy to remember. But that is the order also. That's the order. Always make sure your spinal cord open. So first thing, you activate the gland system, and you feel massage the breast, massage the testicle, and now you have the energy ready. So now when you feel the arousal, orgasm, or energy, okay, For me, I just feel the energy. So when I feel energy, now I contract and this up. So I go to the middle line. All this energy go right up to the center of the brain and exhale down. So it nourishes whatever in the middle line. And after that, middle line, spinal cord, okay, and the front line, and the left line, and the right line. So you remember that easier. Middle line, back line, front line, left and right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and these 5 lines is especially when you make love. Okay, when you feel a lot of energy, you in the arousal orgasm state. And men also, especially men, because when you have too much energy, you have no way to control. So you either need to go to ejaculation, or you get the orgasmic upward draw. Now, ladies also have arousal orgasm, so it's very similar. So it goes to the same pattern of 5 lines. So when you really experience that you can return this arousal orgasm energy upward, you have so much energy in your life. Yeah, you have so much energy. Yes.
Yes, sir. After you pull the energy up into the brain, what do you do with
You
it?
spiral. You can. Actually, you already asked the thing I'm going to talk. So when the energy go up, okay, when you finish the nighttime, you always spiral. So spiral in the brain. So when you go up, when you spiral, the brain can take certain energy. It cannot take too much. So that's why the way that the Tao design is that brain can hold certain energy. And the extra energy, your tongue had to go up. So you let the extra energy in the brain coming back down to the dantian. So that's why we have the front line come into work, the front line. The front line is for descending the energy. So when you go up, you spiral. So let's do it, spiral. Actually, that is the end of this practice, the end of this white line. So you bring energy up to the head. Question? Yes. Okay, question first.
The process we just learned, you can do while having sex to draw
Yes.
up the energy?
Yes. The whole key is you are single cultivation and dual cultivation. If you don't have it, and when you make love, you're too busy, you don't know what to do with it. Yeah. Making love is really very busy.
Monsieur, there's a question. The front channel, there
Yes.
is is the middle of the anus, but then you explain in the middle of the perineum. So where we start? The middle channel. So you said.
The anus.
But you said sexual organ and anus in the middle of, perineum, and then, but on the picture is in the middle of the anus. So it's a little bit confusion.
Let's look at this part first. Let's look at this. Let's go back again. So we divide, the first step, we divide the anus into, anus is the middle line. And you have the front part, the anus, there's the front line. Back part, the anus, that it goes to the spinal cord. Okay. And anus, so this one facing like this. So anus, right anus, this one here, because we're facing this way, there's the right side. Right anus and left anus. So in this area, the whole key is that all the organs are putting their weight. All the organs are putting their weight on the pelvic floor. That's all. Okay? So if the pelvic floor are weak, and now the West started to, when I in California a few years ago, they said, Master Chia, you know that? Now we have a whole workshop for pelvic floor. Okay, So it's a whole very emphasized in the pelvic floor now in the West, because they discovered that the pelvic floor, especially lady, pelvic floor are weak. Oh, a lot of problem. Everything sat down. Okay. And men have lesser problem, but women have big problem. Or the pelvic floor are weaker. Okay, because you have baby or uterus is already very heavy. Okay. Already uterus is sat down on the pelvic floor. So that's why when I in California teach, they say, Master Chair, your pelvic floor is one of the best. The practice, one of the best, you know. Okay, and because they talk about that, but they don't talk about the sexual energy and where the energy go. But the Tao, for 1,000 years, they say this is the chi muscle. Okay, it constantly a lot of sexual energy is around there. So this is the chi muscle. The energy is always ready to use. And as they discover that when you just simple, you wake up in the morning, I usually do on the bed, and I contract anus, left anus, right anus, front anus, back anus, I'm finished. So I do repeat like that 9 times. I have my channel open. I feel that my energy is okay, ready. I have a lot of energy there. Yes.
So theoretically for women, we don't necessarily have to stop while lovemaking in the arousal orgasm state. We could go to the orgasm and use that to draw it wherever we want to draw it to. So we don't necessarily have to stop. That's more for men before ejaculation.
The woman always can have many multi-orgasm and ejaculation. Okay, but men arousal, orgasm, but if you go to ejaculation, it's the end of the whole thing. Okay. A woman can have many in one session of make love, can have many arousal and orgasm.
Okay, so we just stop for the men to like respect.
You have sometimes you have to wait for the.
No,
you have to wait for the man.
You know.
So that's why we call work as a team. Because when women have very highly arousal, so that's why in the sexual practice, so you have, we call the practicing, men have the practicing their finger with tofu. If you work on a tofu and you break the tofu surface, that means the lady is not going to like you. Okay, okay. So it's a tofu. You have to be very soft and gentle, and you don't break them. So it's a soft tofu. Okay, it's not a hard tofu. Okay, and see, the olden time they use tofu to train. Okay, and if you yes, any other question? Yes.
Can you overload from this energy? Can you push up too much energy?
Yes, you can. And very easy to get, very easy to overload it.
And what's the remedy for
you have to spot, let me in the orbit. So you have moon orbit and the earth orbit. That's number 1. Okay? The energy, when you bring the sexual energy up to the coccyx, to the sacrum, to the door of light, and come up to the dantian, because below the navel is a space. You born with it, and nobody give you. You born with it. A space can store your life force there, and can store the sexual energy. That you're born with it. So we call dantian. Okay, the dantian.
We draw the energy up through the 5 lines, we swirl it around, we run it through the big orbit, but if we're trying to store the energy, then we run the small orbit just to condense it?
If you do 5 lines, you draw the energy back in dantian, or you can do the moon orbit. Make sure this energy is stored back here.
Put it all back here.
Because you know, so the whole key is that the pubic floor is where the sexual organ there. And sexual organ always producing sexual energy. That's all. Okay? And in this area, have so much sexual energy there. So for men especially, it's waiting to go out. Okay? So that's why for men, it's very easy. The energy, too much energy here, and it's waiting to go out. So if you don't change them, to transform them, and the transforming is smiling sunshine. Okay? So you change the water, the ice, the solid state, into liquid state. So ice to water, water change into gas, qi. Now, when you change into gas, you can condense this energy into very, very small. And you store them in the dantian. And so that is the whole procedure of alchemy practice. So when people do the sexual practice and don't do the alchemy, they have too much sexual energy. And they don't know what to do with it. Okay? That's clear. That's good. Oh, okay.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of energy, aroused or unaroused energy, you have a lot of energy, can you just do the moon orbit and bring the energy up and put it back in the dantian?
Yes.
And the other option is to use this healing energy when we're stimulating or we're making love, and then to bring the energy up, feed the brain, swirl it, and then bring it through the orbit through the body.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
So that's why you need in this orgasmic upward draw. Okay? In this orgasmic upward draw, the orgasmic is the best energy you can have in your life. That's all. There is orgasmic energy. So orgasmic energy is, number one, is the activate of the gland system. So that's why when you're hugging, kissing, playing in the nipple, and all these things, you arousal. So when you work in the nipple, it activate all the gland. Okay, so that's why it activate all the gland system. So when you have the gland system activate up, arousal and orgasm. So now you have the best of the gland system, you have the best of organ together, and combined together, we call orgasm. Okay, it's the best of the gland and best of the organ combined together. Arousal activate the gland, orgasm, gland and organ, all the good energy combined together. So in the Tao said, this is the best medicine you can have. So what you do for medicine, it can heal you, can strengthen you, can do anything. So that's why we call the medicine within. So, but you have to understand that you have to combine them. And you have to, so that's why you have to study all this. Heart have one orgasm, spleen have one orgasm. They're all different orgasms, and they're all different parts. Okay, and they have different energy and different elements. So that's why orgasm is orgasm, finish. But when you come to learn the Tao inner alchemy, there's so many different. You have brain orgasm, you have kidney orgasm, you have lung orgasm. So you have different energy orgasm. They're all different energy. And organs have their own soul and spirit. Okay, they have their own. They have their own soul and spirit. And they're producing a different kind of orgasm out. But when you cannot combine them, you cannot make them to be a medicine. So the Chinese medicine is In the olden time is herb by herb put together. And they usually we say you. Okay? So our Chinese doctor touch your pulse, look at your eye, look at your tongue, and they started to forming a separate medicine for you. It's different. Okay? So that is the key. So now, when you understand, so the whole key, let's sum up okay, let's sum up and I guide you through one more practice, and so we finish this part. So today we learn the gland system. Okay, so I guide you through so you can see the sequence of the practice that you want to do, and it take not long. Take not long. Okay, so rub the hand warm. You can sit or you stand, but we try to sit. If you want to stand, you can stand on the side. Yes, sorry. And now, touch on the nipple. And started to spiral on the nipple, 36, clockwise. Men and women do the same direction. Spiral on, just in one point, your nipple. That's it. Spiral on the nipple, slow, and spiral. Tongue up to the palate. And smile. 36. And you feel that nipple is very sensitive, it's connecting to all the glands, and nipple connecting to the sex gland, sexual organ. Okay, so that's why nipple, in the Tao said, nipple connecting to all the gland system. So when you activate the nipple, you activate the glands, or your spiral, and when you feel your gland, your nipple started to harden, swollen and harden. Now, the nipple is started to activate the gland system. So you spiral 36 and reverse 24. Reversing, reverse side. You 24. So reverse 24. We call the 36 is the young number. We call the Earth spin around the sun. And 24 is the moon number. As I explained to you yesterday that the moon actually is 28 and a half days. So this is the yin number, 24. Now, when you reach the number, stop, and you feel your nipple are sensitive. Now, nipple have connecting to all the gland system. Okay. So when you activate, the next gland that you want to do is a thymus gland. So thymus gland, you touch from the sternum up 1.5 inches, and that is the heart center. From this one come up another 1.5 inches, and that is the thymus gland. So thymus gland in the Tao we call it's the little heart. It's connecting to the heart, and it's guardian. It's a loyal guard that guarding the heart, and it's a training. It's a training tool from all the special fighting force, like and all the commander of the army is trained by the thymus gland. The thymus gland is very important. So you spiral on the thymus. Now, thyroid, lightly touch your thyroid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And salivary gland. salivary gland. Okay. And now have your mid eyebrow. That is pituitary gland. And the thalamus, hypothalamus, it starts from the forehead, and the crown. Okay. Thalamus, hypothalamus. Now, pineal gland, you touch the nose and the back of the head, and that go into the pineal gland. And in the down, where they emphasize the pineal gland is connecting to the Big Dipper, okay, the pineal gland. So touch the nose, put your chin down a little bit, and make a 45 degree, and that is, you go right through the pineal gland. Go right into the middle of the brain, and 45 degree up to the back of the skull, you pass through the pineal gland. And in the down, always use the pineal gland to connecting with the Big Dipper. Now we have the Big Dipper chain, the Big Dipper are moving away, and the Vega come in to control the Earth. Because the 3 stars, Polaris, Vega, and Turban, the 3 big stars that control the Earth spin. So in the Tao, where they emphasize the whole practice in the Tao is all these 3 stars. It's the Polaris, Vega, and Turban. And the whole alchemy follow the alchemy. 5 major planets, 5 major organs, 5 major nature, 5 major planet, and the Big Dipper. So there's a whole style practice in the how the 5 major organs connected with 5 elements, and how the 5 major organs connecting with 5 planets, and how these 5 major organs connecting with the Big Dipper and everything. Okay, so this whole practice based on these planets. Nature, our organs, connecting 5 elements, connecting with 5 major planets, and connecting with the Big Dipper. So there's a whole practice follow this pattern. So now, there's the middle line now. Inhale, anus, front part of the anus. Oh, sorry. We finished the spinal cord. Again, so anus, back part of the anus, coccyx, sacrum, all the way up to the crown, to the spinal cord up to the crown. Hold for a moment, exhale down. 1. 2, anus, back part anus, eye roll up, look up to the crown, look up to the crown, exhale down. Now, think you're in the aware your anus, perineum, and you started to look up from the perineum. Look up from perineum, upward to the crown. Turn off the light. Turn off the light. ปิดไฟดิ No, I think ปิดไฟดิ Okay. At night, if you do it, you can see your dim light inside your brain. Okay? So first thing, you go down to the perineum, and you think you are standing on the perineum, look upward. And when you're looking up, you see a dim light under your skull, a very dim light under your skull. And this is your lead light, the guiding light, the light that guiding you. dim light. So when you look, you form the perineum and you look upward. Look up, your eye roll up, look up, and you look up into the skull, into your inside the brain. Look up, and you see one dim light up there. And that light is your we call the lead light, the indicating light. The light that's going to be guiding you all the time. This light, you're born with it, okay? And it will guiding you. He's guiding you when you have anything. When you see this light, and when you have anything, you look at that light and ask them to guide you. That is your inside light. You stand in perineum and look upward. You see that light up there, a lead light up there. Everybody have it. You're born with it. So nobody don't have it. Now, get this middle line open. Now, back line, anus. Sit. Relax your spinal cord. Rock a little bit, feel your spinal cord relax. So we're going to pull, draw. So in this part, so there are two stages. One is non-arousal, one is arousal. When you arousal part is that when you make love, and you feel so. For men, you have to when you go to 7 and 8, you feel arousal, orgasm, but you in control. That is the key. You have to understand this by yourself. I cannot help you. Okay, I can tell you and guide you. Hey, you feel arousal, orgasm, and feel very highly arousal, orgasm, but you're still in control. That is the key. So when you get that, you started to inhale, pull up, contract the anus. And the first step you want to do is guide the energy in the middle line. That's what we do, okay? The middle line. And the second one, the back line, that is spinal cord. So inhale, contract anus, back, coccyx, sacrum. Inhale up, your lumbar, 5 pieces of lumbar. Inhale up, 12 thoracic. Inhale up, cervical. Hold, up to the brain. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale down. 1. Contract anus, back part anus, all the way up, up, up to the crown. 2. Exhale. 3. Anus. So you're drawing the orgasmic energy from the lower, because all the sexual energy producing on the pubic area, on the sexual organ. Okay? So they're on the door of either go out or either go up. So we call one is, so in the Chinese sometimes they use a little bit more emphasize, it's called the gate of life and death. Okay? So they make it a little bit too what we call, too serious. Okay? So you either you ejaculation out or either you go upward. So we call human way and heavenly way. Okay? So anus, back part anus, up to the spinal cord, all the way up, 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 up to the crown. Hold, exhale. 1, 2. Eye is the key. Eye is the key. Look up and look down. And when you contract and look up, your eyes are rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, 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 up to the crown. Okay? You look up, the eye roll up, and exhale. 4. Eye roll up, look up. Look to the crown. You see the light there? Exhale, relax. 5. I roll up, look up. Exhale. 6. Exhale, relax. 7. Exhale, relax. 8. Contract anus, back part the anus up to the spinal cord. Exhale. Exhale. 9. Rest. Sit, rock your spine a little bit. Feel energy line open, energy go up. You are drawing the sexual energy up to the brain. So in the Tao said, this process we call return your sexual energy to revitalize your brain. Return the sexual energy to revitalize your brain. Now, so we have middle line, back line, front line. So feel arousal orgasm. Mind to your sexual organ. Now, when you even you don't feel the arousal orgasm, you are working on a chi muscle, a chi the chi, the perineum. Ready? Inhale, anus, front part anus. Inhale up from the front part all the way up on the front part. So you pass two parts of the prostate gland, uterus, coming up to the part of the intestine, coming up all the way up into the middle of the heart, middle of the center, and now thymus, thyroid, parathyroid, now pituitary, and come up to the crown, the front line. Exhale, down. Anus, front part anus, and all the way up. 2. Exhale, down. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Rest. So you feel middle line, front line, back line, front line. Now, we're going to work on the anus, right side of the anus. So right side anus, it goes to all the major, it will bring all this and all the energy, all the sexual energy into the right side, the left, sorry. We start with the left side. So the anus, left anus, and all the left side organs. So you bring this sexual energy to all the left side organ by just go to the line and pass through the organ, and all the energy will start to distribute into the organs. Okay, so smiling to your sexual organ. Smile. Feel the pubic floor we call chi, the chi area, the pubic, the between the perineum we call the chi muscle, chi energy. Okay, so anus contract, left anus contract all the way up, pass to your left testicle, left ovary, part of the prostate gland, and coming up into the left kidney, and coming up to the spleen on the left side, come up to the left lung, now coming up to the left ear, left eye, and left brain. Hold for a moment, exhale, down. Again, inhale, anus, left anus, eye roll up, look up. Eye is the key. Both eye actually rolling up and guide energy from the perineum. Perineum we call chi muscle, chi. They have chi. Okay, the wind, they have, and they're holding the energy there for the chi muscle. Okay. So when you contract anus, right anus, a lot of energy coming up from the left side and go right up to nourish all the left side organ. So you come up to all the left organ and guide them up all the way up to the right brain, to the left brain. Exhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Anus. Left anus. Bring all the chi energy on the left side up to the organ on the left side and up to the left brain. 5. 6. 7. Anus, left anus, all the left organs. 8. 9. Let's do the crane neck. When you do this exercise, sitting crane neck, okay. But when you stand up, you move the energy. When you stand up, you move the energy. So you do sit crane neck 9 times. Inhale, golden light. Exhale, cloudy gray color out. When you're doing energy work, when you change position, when you stand up or do anything, energy change. So turtleneck. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. So get your timing on the breathing. And rock your spine. Smile. See your spinal cord grow with white, golden light. Bone, yellow. And you give them a golden spinal cord. Gold. Okay, gold. So feel the difference of your left side and your right side. You can feel that your left side more open, energy flow much better on your left side. You can feel the difference when you work on the left side. Okay, now we're going to work on the right side. So anus, left anus, right anus, anus, right anus. So you see a perineum, anus in the between, in the middle. Okay. So anus in the middle, you have front, back, left, right. So you think your perineum like that. So because the pelvic floor is the Dao practice is very emphasized on that. So the whole practice has to be. Okay, ready? Anus, So we practice so much endless now. You're going to dream about that. Okay, endless, contract. Okay, your leg, you keep your power press on leg, endless. So that's why the feet is important. Okay. You see, I press, I contract endless, I press my leg a little bit. Now, right side endless, contract, inhale, endless, right endless, and my eye looking down. Now I roll my eye, look up, look up, look up. So I feel the energy coming up into the right side, right testicle, right side of the ovary, and the intestine, and come up to the right kidney, and come up to the liver, and come up to the right lung, and come up to the right brain. Hold for a moment. Exhale. Feel energy going down to the perineum. Anus. Now in again. Number 2. Anus. Right anus. And bring energy up into the right side organ. Eye roll up, look up to the right brain. Hold for a moment. Exhale. Down. Mind is amazing, I tell you. I just like, smiling down and feel your organ on the right side. Energy flow, the chi. You pull up the chi muscle and bring the chi into all the right side organ. 3, contract anus, right anus. Eye roll up, look up. Exhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. Exhale, relax down. 7. 8. 9. Exhale. Now feel the chi. You bring the chi from the chi muscle, from the chi, the perineum, the chi area. Pelvic floor holding chi. Okay, so all the sexual organ always releasing jing, releasing the sexual energy all around here. So we have so much sexual energy all in this pelvic floor area. Okay, and waiting for activate. That's all. Okay, so either you bring them up, or in a downstairs, either you bring them upward, or you're losing it. There is only 2 choices. You're losing this sexual energy, or you bring them upward and you're gaining this energy. So we call orgasmic upward draw. Okay? Okay? Any question on that?
Master, I have a question for you. If there is too much energy, that's what I'm experiencing a lot. I'm managing it and I do lots of things and I do energy work. But when it's too much energy, how do you actually master when it's too much?
You have to bring down to below the navel, and there are space. You are born with it. You're born with that Dantian. There is a space can store and condense energy. It's born with it. You're born with it, that's all. And now what I'm doing, I show you and guide you through that. That's all what I do. But you're born with that. A Dantian. Okay? So you have to learn how to store energy. The way to store is you bring the energy, your mind, your intention down, you touch the navel, below the navel, and you spiral them. We mentioned many times already. You spiral them 36 times, and you below the navel 36 times, and reverse 24. And you ask the chi, chi stay with me, chi be with me. Otherwise, the chi will running everywhere and creating a lot, make so too much energy all over everywhere.
There is always too much energy.
So that is, you have over too much energy because you don't store them.
Okay.
Okay?
It's like unlimited all the
I
time.
know. You have unlimited money, you still have to save the money.
Do I? Okay.
So you have unlimited energy, but you need to store the energy. It doesn't
not
mean that you're going to have the unlimited energy for the rest of your life. So storing energy.
Okay.
And that's why the Jews discovered the bank. That's all. To put all the money.
You said before that this practice finishes with some swirling, or you swirl energy in your head and then you bring it down. You said that this is how this practice finishes.
Yes.
I think Jeffrey asked a question on that. And
never, when you finish, you try to pull all the energy back by spiraling 36 times and reverse 24 times.
It was something with the head? You also swirl the head or no?
When you bring the energy up to the head,
Yeah.
if you need the energy stay in the head, you spiral in the head.
Can we do that together?
Okay, I guide you through again. We have time. Okay. So so what we do is you spiral 36, you look up and you spiral, your eye spiral 36 and reverse 24. But you have to bring them downward again to spiral in the navel because the brain cannot store too much energy. The brain is not built to store a lot of energy. But the dantian, the navel, is built to store a lot of energy. So a lot of people, when they don't learn this spiraling correct energy, they have too much energy in the head. And it overheat the head. Overburn and overheat the head. You know, when you cook your brain in a medium, that's okay. When you're well done, it's cooked. A lot of people cook their brain. Okay. So let let's draw the energy up to from the spine up to the brain. Okay? So inhale, contract perineum anus, bring up. You have to think this way. There's always chi in the pelvic floor. There's always chi there. So that's why we call chi muscle, a chi. So you always have chi there. So that's why anytime you do it, you feel more energy. So we call the chi muscle, chi machine, the chi perineum. So inhale, contract, and pull up the coccyx, and pull the anus and back part anus toward the coccyx. Second, inhale all the way up to the crown. Feel the energy up there. Now, look up. Now, you started to spiral 36 times. So you think in the center, in your brain. So you look up and you spiral clockwise. So men and women do the same now. Okay? So look up and you spiral clockwise. So clockwise is from the right hand spin to the left. So right hand spin to the left, 1. From small to big, 1, 2, 3. Look up, your eye look up, and you spiral. Okay, your eye, actually you use the eye to guide them. You look up and you guide them. 1, 2, spiral. Eye, spiral. My hand helping. You can beginning with just the hand, go up and spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we should do 36, so 9. Sometimes you can, okay, 9, That's 1. So you put 1 up your thumb. 1. Spiral again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And the third time. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fourth time, so 36. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So fourth time, 36. Now, it's clockwise. Now we're going to reverse. From big, go to small. So we call counterclockwise. So from the, for example, we say front, you start on the front, that is, you spiral to the left ear, to the back, to the right. So that is the counterclockwise. Front, left, back, right ear, front. The spiral, eye roll up, look up, and spiral from big to small. So the small one, I don't know, I follow it because they said reverse, the yin is 24. So just now the clockwise yang is 36 and reverse 24. 1, 2, from big to small. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eye spiral and your move. Okay, your head move also. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 3, 4. Now you right in the center of the brain, middle of the brain. So you feel the energy all gathering back into the brain, in the center. Okay. Now, brain, so this part we also call return the sexual energy to revitalize your brain. So you feel the sexual energy upward and you spiral this energy in your brain. Okay. And you store in your brain, clockwise, counterclockwise. And if you want to finish, you need to bring that energy back down. So whatever the energy you spiral, it stay in the brain, stay. And whatever is too much, when you guide the energy down and your tongue up to the palate, you feel energy flow down because the tongue is like a bridge. You flow down the energy down your tongue, down your throat, down your heart center, solar plexus, and back to the navel. Below the navel, there are space we call dantian that can store energy. It can store energy. So you bring down to the navel and you spiral 36 times and 24. Okay, so now, for me, when you go into the energy work, they divide men and women, spiral different. But now we don't want to confuse you. You can just do this spiral. So you touch below the navel spiral, and 36 from small to big, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You actually spiral around the navel and you store energy below the navel. So you spiral because navel is a place that you have a landmark that you can spiral around it. So when you spiral 36, now reverse 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 24. Now, you feel the energy, and you store the energy below the navel. There are space in the Tao belief that everybody have a space there, and this space hold your original energy. That we call when you're born, this energy grow from here. It grow from this navel area, grow up this way. So we say navel, below the navel, they are storing your original energy. So every time when you do this practice, you enhance your original energy. That is the original energy is every day you need to use it. You need to use up. When this one use up, there no more energy. Yes. Now, you see, you put your attention down to the navel. That's the first step. So follow me. Put your attention down to the navel. So now, that's why sometimes is the practice. When sometimes you practice, you never bring back the energy down after you finish. The energy always stay in the head. So when it stay too long, it's too much. Because we said, you cook your brain, the energy in the head is started to cook the brain. If you cook your brain in the medium, it's okay. When you cook too much, it's well done. It's too hot. And this one is a practice, 1,000 and 1,000 years in the Tao. After you finish whatever you do, you must bring attention down to the navel, and below the navel, you spiral. You spiral the navel 36 times, and reverse 24. You put your attention, your mind attention down here, so where the energy going to go? I know you have to keep on doing that because you never do this spiral before. So that's why the energy cannot stay yet. So you have to spiral and think you have a space can hold the energy. That is the key. Okay, that you're born with it. So that's why all I do is tell you, hey, you have a space that can store energy. Don't store energy in your brain. You cook your brain. If you cook your brain in a medium, you're okay. When you cook your brain well done, you get trouble.
How can you cool it down when it's too much heat?
No, your attention. You put your mind, you put your mind down to the navel. You touch the navel. Can you feel that, hey, I focus on my navel, and I spiral the energy. I put my attention in the navel. You have to do it. Sometimes it takes you maybe 50 times to 100 times, and you get it. Because whatever you do, you always focus more in the brain, not going down to the navel. And that is why I'm famous in this, because so many people have problem with this. Always come to study here, and they fix the problem. Okay, so the problem to fix is simple. Put your mind down to the navel and spiral in the navel 36 times. So your mind is down, and you are born with a space to hold energy there. So when you put your mind down, the energy comes down, and you spiral, you focus here, focus, the energy from the here, too much is coming down here. And it's a space you're born with it. When you spiral, energy will store there. That's all. And that you have to believe that is 1,000 years knowledge passing down this way. Because we have problem.
So it doesn't matter how much energy it is. If it's too much, I have to...
You have to bring it down, because you never bring it down. So it's when you do here, you always go up. So you have to keep on doing until you find a space. The space is below the navel is a space can hold the energy there, or dantian. It's born with it. Okay?
Thank you.
So we are in the Tao practice. It's very emphasized. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is so important, but we were spinning right above the head, right side, left side, clockwise, counterclockwise, and then it got smaller and smaller. And then we were spinning in the midbrain. And then I personally, I don't know, I brought it down and I kept spinning this way. And in the end, we're doing this clockwise and counterclockwise. But like this, internally, it feels more intuitive to continue spiral it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that,
So
but
I don't really necessarily have to do this thing with the hand. This is just helping. It's like a crutch, basically, like
just for some other people. I said you can use your hand, and when you good enough, you should use your mind.
Okay. Sorry, I probably didn't hear that.
we have different level of people here.
My body is a little bit contracted when I do the spiral things. Is it normal, or shall I try to release?
Your body, what again?
My body is a little bit contracted. Like
Yeah, sometimes I spin. It's body spinning. Why not?
Okay, it has to be like that. Yeah.
My whole way, when I spin, my body also spin. Yeah. When I spiral, yeah, the body spiral. So the Tao believe that they discover that in the West, they discovered, not in this, I think yesterday, the small intestine, they are born, the small intestine, yesterday I showed a slide, but today is a different slide now. The villi, yeah. So the villi is like a battery, is in the small intestine, okay? And they have negative and positive. So the whole small intestine like a big battery. It can store energy. And that's what the West discovered that also. The Tao discovered that. Now what you're going to do, you have low energy, spiral correct, and you below the navel, you have a space to hold and to store energy. It's like a battery. But that's all. And what happened? If you have a lot of energy, you're not going to get sick, and you have a lot of energy for a whole day. Yeah. And your life change when you actually get that, hey, I have a very big battery, I can store energy. So every time when you do the spiral, you gather the energy and store them in this bio battery. You have that. You're born with it. But so that's why the Tao very emphasize with this, called Tan Tian. This is a bio battery, but you need to charge them. When you spiral, when you work on this energy work and you spiral, you're charging them. And you store the energy there, and you have the chi with you. Yes. Any question? Yes. Definitely. Actually, the whole thing, I'm going to talk about that because we call, in the Tao, we call the life hour. Actually, it's written down very, very clear. Okay? So, especially for men, when you sleep and in early morning, the penis erection. Okay? And some lady maybe feel arousal. Now, that is the time in the Tao they say life, L-I-V-E, lifetime. Okay, that means your life, your energy, okay, is coming. You've been charged, and the sexual energy fully charged. So the sexual organ erection up. In that time, all you do is draw energy up into the orbit, and later on you finish. You store the energy in the Dantian. So, and that energy will stay with you. And that is the energy that what we call by God send you. That's all. God give you. Okay? Any other question? Yes.
The spiral doesn't matter if it's flat or if it's like a funnel.
The spiral?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's more
like
flat.
3D.
3D, so it's more like a funnel.
Oh, yeah. So you feel your inside there, inside. So when you, because it's spinning inside, but I cannot show you inside there. So you spiral. So your mind, and I always use, in the beginning, I still use my hand. Okay? In my hand, I guide them. And my mind is there and the hand. I feel I spiral clockwise and reverse counterclockwise. And after that, I just feel the energy there, here, and I put them into the Dantian. Dantian is a space. It's a space. You're born with it. Everybody have it. That's all. So they call it Dantian. It's a space that you can hold energy, and if you store the energy there, the energy stay with you. So we got Qi be with you.
Master Chair, I got a question. You said that we direct energy towards our head and spiral, and then towards the navel. Yeah. So if we don't want to store energy into the brain, you told about this. Why we spiral in the head?
Brain use the most energy, and the whole written down in the Tao Classic. Okay. Return the sexual energy to revitalize your brain. And that is a classic. Over and over and over in the classic of the Tao text. Mm-hmm. Return the sexual energy to revitalize your brain. And there one word, but I need 60 books to write it.
So if you go to the brain and just don't go back to the navel.
You don't go back to the Dantian, you have too much energy in the head.
Too much energy, it's not good.
It's going to cook your brain.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now I got this. Yeah. Thank you.
If you leave the energy too long, it cooks you. And that's why people get crazy.
I don't have a question, but in Japan, the samurais, when they kill themselves, they do harakiri. It is the battery, they kill this point. I think it's why. No? It makes sense?
Because they said if they suffer and pain, the spirit will go out. Yeah. That is their theory. But the Chinese, we don't do that. You want to die? Why don't you just die with your enemy? Right? So there's a different theory. I don't want to say which one right or wrong, okay? But they believe that if they cut this one, the soul spirit go out, and the soul can leave their body. That is their belief. Okay? So we take a break. Any other question? Yeah, anything? Finish. Oh, say bye-bye. So, okay, everybody, bye. Okay.